Welcome back. Let's talk about Everett, Washington, because there's 110,000 people that live there, and it can be important to them, and it can be important to you as well. So thank you very much for joining me, and let's just jump in. So if you're new to my channel, I cover a lot of the areas that are outside of the Seattle city limits. I just covered the Seattle zone directly. You can find that video right here if you just want to take a look at it. And then at the same time, I want to kind of go into this because this might be where you live, where you work, or you might be looking at it in this area. So I want to give you a overview, and this might be a little bit longer than you're used to. So Everett, Washington is located to the north side of Seattle by about 25 miles. It's right along I-5. And it's just south of the Marysville area. It's to the east. It's actually to the west of Lake Stevens. It connects over with Whidbey Island, as well as it's to the north of the Edmonds, Shoreline, and Bothell area as well. So now that you have a quick walk on, I just want to go over that. Demographically, Everett, Washington, like I said, has about 110,000 people, and there's about 45,000 household units inside of Everett. The median household income in this area is 79,000, and then at the same time, our bachelor degrees in this area or higher, there's only 29% roughly, just a tad over 29% of bachelor degrees or higher inside this area. So a lot of people in this zone have been living and working in this area for quite a while, and it's also right next to Payne Field, and Payne Field is one of the major Boeing plants inside of this zone. So a lot of people that work here in this area or they live here in this area, they might also commute into Seattle or the east side, the Bothell-Kirkland area, just for their place of employment. Now let's get into the actual numbers behind Everett, because I wanted to go over this with you. So if you don't know what I do, I pull all the information from the Northwest MLS. I compare that against Investopedia for the interest rates, and at the same time I use the Census Bureau data from the United States government when I do these analysis. So I just want to give you an overview of where I actually cite my information from. You can contact me at the number below. It's on the screen. It's also in the description. But Everett, Washington, available for purchase right now. If you go out and you come to me and you say, hey, Victor, I want to buy a house in Everett, Washington, I see, great. There's 53 homes that are available for purchase at this time inside of Everett, Washington. They average $561,000, and on average they are on the market for 83 days, and they're 2.5 bedrooms and 2 bath, just so you have an idea what it looks like. It's also about 1,400 square feet, about 1,450 square feet, and this is the medium home that's in this area. This is the average home that's in this area, not medium. And what this also comes down to on a price per square foot basis is $412 per square foot. Now, let's talk about what this is. These are the homes that are available to be purchased if you just walked off of the air, you just walked into the real estate office, or you're just sitting around looking at Zillow. These are the homes that are going to show up. And then what I did is I aggregated every single home that's available inside of Everett as of an hour ago when I actually did these numbers, and these are the averages. So again, some are going to be higher, some are going to be lower, and this doesn't account for a single family unit versus a condo versus a townhouse, and this also does not account for if it has 1 or 2 stories. So just so you know, this is a baseline, and this is not a market average per se. This is the average home that is available inside of the Everett, Washington right now. And then I wanted to go into the actual sales data that happened in the last 5 years, because I want to talk through this a little bit so you have an idea of how much the prices have changed in this area. And I just did the video for Seattle, Washington, and in the video for Seattle, Washington, there was about 3,800, about 3,900 roughly lines of data. On this one, there's about 623. So if you have questions on this kind of stuff, or you want a consultation, or you want to take a look at my numbers, just reach out to me and I'll get a hold of you, make that happen. But I want to go over some of the homes and how the prices have changed in this market for the last couple of years. Now, from 2020 January, and we're just going to start there. The average home, and this is just as a baseline for all of us and everyone following along, the average baseline house that we're talking about is 1644 square feet. So that's 1644 square feet, and it's 3 beds, 2 bath, just so you have a general idea of what we're looking at. And how I got to that is I took every single sale that completed inside of January 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. So that's 5 years of data, just so everyone knows what we're doing here. And the average home comes out to 1,644 square feet. And again, 3 beds and 2 bath. So just picture that, because that's the house that we're talking about. If you were to buy that average house in January 2020, it would cost you on average just below $436,000. Now, if you waited 1 year, it would be, and this is during the pandemic run up, so just so everyone knows what was going on. In 1 year, it increased to 503 in 2021. In January 2022, that home was now worth $588,000. And then in January 2023, this is when the interest rates have changed already, and we've been going into the quantitative tightening. The prices actually went down just about 2%, and it went down to $578,000. Now, this last year, it actually increased 8%. Because there was quite a bit of pullback on the interest rates at the end of the year, and at the same time, everyone's just been moving into this area versus a lot of other areas that we've been looking at, especially in the Seattle zone. So what this came out to, it was $626,000 was the average price of that home. That 1644 square foot house has 3 beds and 2 bath inside of Everett, Washington. Now let's talk about the sales volume. So on the sales volume, we sold 102 homes in January 2020. In January 2021, we sold almost 60% more than that, and it came out to 161 homes were actually sold. So this means from January 2020, this is pre-pandemic, to January 2021, that is the first year of the pandemic, it went up 60% in the home activity, in the sales. Now in January 2022, it actually went down 34% from that, and it returned to very close to average, because again, like I said, in January 2020 it was 102, and in January 2022 it was 107. So just so you see where it's approaching the average at that point. Last year, again, for the quantitative tightening, in January 2023, it went down actually to 81 homes that were sold inside of January, and that's actually 25% below the previous year. This last month in January 2024, it actually went down. It actually went up 1 home sale inside this period of time, and it went from 81 to 82. So it's a negligible, increase. It's basically a rounding error at that point. But again, we sold 81 last year and we sold 82 this year. So again, when I'm talking about the prices have increased this last year, that was also because a lot of people have been listing their houses for a lot more than they are actually selling for. I want to demonstrate that real quick to you, and it goes back to that price per square foot average. The price per square foot for the homes that were sold, this is the average for the homes sold inside of Everett, Washington, was $381 a square foot. Now, when we compare that to the available homes inside the market right now, the available homes are 265. So actually, correction, the available homes now are 412. I was looking at the wrong data line. What this means is it's about 25 to 30% more, $25 to $30 more per square foot. So about 10% higher, 10-15% higher to actually buy this house on the open market than it is for the ones that actually were sold. So the people that go out there, they have a real estate agent like me, put a sign in their yard, and they say, hey, we're going to list it for 10% above what the neighbors actually selling their house for. That's what we're running into. There's 83 days on market right now for the ones that are priced 10% higher, and the ones that are priced appropriately are selling in about 30 days. So keep this stuff in mind if you are looking at buying or selling in this area. You want to get an idea of what the average is in this area. So you could also reach out to me if you have questions on this. Another thing that I wanted to point out, and this is something that I've been tracking for a while now, but it's the cost of rent. The rents in this area are actually $184. The rents in this area are $1.84 per square foot per month. So what that comes out to, when we go back to that basis of the 1644 square foot house, it comes out to just a hair over $3,000. So $3,025. Now, if you were to buy this on a average mortgage right now, with about just $30,000 down, what it would come out to is about $4,037 a square foot. So about $1,000 more a month, and that's actually 33% more to actually buy this. So you can buy this for $4,000 a month, and this is just your interest and your interest and your payment. This is not including any taxes, HOAs, special assessments, or anything like that. That's just $4,000 just for the bank to write you a check, not including anything from the city, not including any of the HOAs, and not including any kind of repairs that you need, let alone insurance. Now, to rent that, it's $3,000 a month. So this is one of the reasons why we're seeing actually a lot of our buyers sitting on the sidelines, because this is more affordable to actually rent right now than it is to buy. So the reason why I want to go over this kind of stuff for you is just so you have an idea of what's going on inside of this market, as well as your market in general. I'm a real estate agent in the Seattle market, so if you have questions or you want me to, come out and actually talk to you, feel free to get a hold of me. You could reach me right here. This is my information right here. And it's also in the description, and you can just leave a comment below as well. But as always, it was lovely working with you today, and I just want to say thank you, and I hope you have a fantastic day.